So it's story time. I've been told no a lot of times. And a lot of people like to dwell on the no's. When you're told no, sometimes it means no. But sometimes it means not right now. And I like to look at no as not right now. Because when I was in prison, majority of the women had access to email and video visits. But because of my type of charge, sex trafficking of a minor, I had a sex charge, they decided to tell me no. But I did not take that no as a final nail in the coffin because I'm too goddamn spoiled to be listening to somebody tell me no. I'm going to work. I'm going to do the work. I'm going to have them see me for who I am, not for what's written on that paper. And then I'm going to have them reevaluate the situation. So while I was in prison from prison, not jail. I was in prison from 2018 up until February of this year, which is 2026. No, I'm tripping. Hold on. I was in prison from 2019. I don't give a damn. I was still locked up. No matter what, I was locked up. But COVID happened, and during COVID, people didn't want to work. People decided to just press their bunk, play games all day, watch TV and movies and stuff all day, play cards. People just wanted to be lazy because the world is ending and everybody's getting these checks and stuff. Everybody's just doing whatever they want to do because it's a lot of free money going around and people just think that they're going to die. I didn't have that mindset. I can't sit still anyways. So I decided to work. I decided to program. I decided to do anything to keep me busy to make my time go by. And in doing so, I was able to move from working a food service job, which is lower level because of my type of charge. I mean, I couldn't really work anywhere else. All the sex offenders for real could do is work in the kitchen or other lower level jobs. But to say this is to say, I worked my way up from food service to commissary. Commissary is considered a trust fund job. Included in that is the term trust. So I used that to my advantage. I also used a case to my advantage, Packingham versus the state of North Carolina. It's a Supreme Court case, and in that case, it states that Packingham First Amendment rights was stepped on by the state of North Carolina when they told him that he could not have access to social media, and then they defined what social media was and so on and so forth. So by doing those two things, I brought my argument back to the prisons and was like, hey, look, I am showing y'all that I am a trustful person. I am working. I actually work for a trust fund. Plus, here's a case right here that says that you cannot tell me I can't have social media. At the time, I didn't want to be on Facebook or Instagram or anything. All I really wanted to do was have access to Core Link so that I could email and video visit with my family. Well, they kept brushing me off. They was like, I'm going to look into it. It was me and this one other girl. They kept brushing us off. Till eventually, 2 years before I came home, they finally gave me the yes. It was no longer a no. It was no longer a not right now. It was a yeah. You have access to emails and video visits. But there was limitations to my access to my email and video visits. Like, everything was monitored. But it's prison. Everything is monitored anyways. I don't really give a shit. I just want to talk to my family. So I was able to do that for the last 2 years of my bid. Me and that one other lady, because we worked our way up. We showed them like, hey, look, we're trustworthy people. We don't get in trouble. We don't do anything that this case says that we did. We're not doing that. All we want to do is just talk to our people. Well, with that, yes, I was able to email and video visit with my family those 2 years. I started having video visits like every other week with my dad just to like check in on him because I know I've been gone almost 8 years anyways, and he's just like, I miss my daughter, I miss my daughter, I miss my daughter, I miss my daughter. Well, around the same timing that they approved my email and video visits, my grandmother told me that her breast cancer had came back, and it came back aggressively. So when I say this, I'm saying she told me that not only did it come back in her breast, it came back in her bones. So she was dealing with that, and I'm dealing with seeing them every other week. And then one day, my daddy just like on the phone, like, Bree, your grandma ain't doing too good. And I'm like, what you mean? He was like, yeah, she may act like she okay, but she ain't doing too good. And I want you to get as many memories as you can before you don't get to have any memories at all. So I'm like, all right, cool, Pops, I got you. Pay these little $6 so I can keep seeing my grandma. So I'm doing that, and then the cancer reaches her brain. No, it's no longer just in her breast, in her bones. It's in her brain. She had to get like her teeth and everything removed. It was a whole process. But she was still, within that last month, she was still doing great. In my opinion, she was doing great. She was acting like nothing really bothered her, but I think my grandma was really just trying to be strong for me. So one day I missed our scheduled appointment because I'm like, I'm standing in the phone lines. The phone's not really working. I'm standing there and I'm just trying to call my daddy to tell my daddy, hey, look, we got a video visit. But come to find out, I scheduled a visit for the wrong time. So I actually missed the video visit. That was the week that everything just turned. It went from my grandma actually talking to us to she just moaning. And she's alert, in my opinion, because I can't tell you what she was going through. She's alert, but she's no longer talking. But I told you the cancer made it to her brain. So I text my sister and them, and I'm just like, hey, look, I don't really think we got much more time left with grandma. Daddy ain't gonna tell y'all to come over here because my dad is the only child. So I'm about to schedule this video visit. I want all of us to just, I'm not really there in person. I'm there on a video visit. But I want all of us to be there with grandma, because if this is our last video visit, our last time as a family, let us all be there. Let us all be there because this is what my grandma always wanted. She always wanted her grandbaby. She always wanted to sing some dang on gospel music, bro. Like, when I tell you that lady can sing, she always wanted that. So my sister, her 2 children, and my dad was all at my grandma's house. And we were just singing gospel music. The video visits is like 25 minutes long. This is the last video visit I have with my grandma. And it hurt. But in prison, you also have a community. I have a prison aunt, Miss Rita. She was there. She was singing gospel songs with me. My prison friends was singing gospel songs with me. Like, we always just there to support my grandmother in her last days. Didn't really know that was really her last days. But before the visit went off, I actually talked to my grandma. We done singing and stuff. I'm like, Grandma, if you don't think you can make it to February when I come home, I will be okay. My grandmother, the look in her eyes, because she couldn't talk anymore, she was just listening. And she was just really humming and stuff because the cancer was doing what it was doing. But when I said those words, I said, Grandma, if you don't feel like you can make it till February for me to come home, I will be okay if you let go. It was like, thank you. She just released. She sighed. She released. And that night, something happened. And that was the last time I had a grandma. My grandma was waiting on me to just say, I will be okay. But she was trying her hardest to be strong for me. And I was just like, I'm okay. And I'm okay. It be days where I'm just like, damn, I ain't got a grandma. And then it be days where I'm like, oh, lady, bro, quit playing with me. Like, when you have that bond, that connection with a person, no matter where they go in life, you still got them. And I'm going to go back to no's is not always no's. No's is sometimes not right now. Because if I would have just stuck with the no, I can't have access to my emails and video visits, I never would have had an opportunity to say goodbye to my grandma. Never ever in my life thought I would have had to say bye to my grandma, but I never would have had that opportunity to say goodbye to my grandma. So whenever you start hearing the word no, sometimes just question it. Like, do this means no definitively, or do this mean no, not right now? And what can I do to turn this no into a yes? I come home from prison, and I know there's going to be a whole lot of no's. I am a felon. I am a registered sex offender. I have a lot of cards stacked up against me. So I know I'm going to hear no. I'm going to keep hearing no, and I'm going to keep hearing no, and I'm going to keep hearing no. But what do these no's really mean? Is there a end game with this? Is there a no, we just ain't rocking with you, or nah, not right now, or how can I turn this situation into an opportunity for better for myself? I get to the halfway house and I'm like, hey, this is my situation. I'm talking to the head of probation, and he's like, go create a job, because your no's is going to probably be no's. But those no's turned me into a business owner. And this is just the message I wanted to send out today. Y'all have a great day.